everybody. I do not own the copyrights to this music, as you guys know. It's the amazing Tim. Beautiful voice, beautiful woman. Love everything about you, girl. Just chilling, man. Just relaxing, enjoying this beautiful day. And as you see, I just came from the barbershop, so I'm like, let me jump behind this camera and see what I can produce. Some content. And a few things came to mind today. I hope the audio is clear. I hope you guys can hear me. Hope the visuals, everything is good. If not, it wasn't meant. Hopefully my vocals and the words are heard clearly. But yes, we got into a conversation today in the barbershop, barbershop banter, as you would say, as some would say, we talked about men dealing with weak women or attracting weak women. And my statement was, if any man attracts a weak woman, there should be no fault upon the woman that came. It should be the fault and the blame should be on the man who runs that domain, who attracted her to that domain. Because if a weak woman is attracted to a man, then if a man attracts a weak woman, then that insinuates that is a weak man, because you are that in which you attract. But also, because I know some individuals and spirit just dropped on me that even bugs and parasites are attracted to the light. Mosquitoes, all kind of animals are attracted to the light. All kind of energy and entities are attracted to the light. And that doesn't mean that the light is an embodiment of those entities, that in which it attracts. But you are that in which you accept. Just because you attract something doesn't mean you have to accept that into your life. I attract all kind of opportunities. I attract all kind of women. I attract all kind of attractions. That doesn't mean I have to accept these attractions into my energetic field. Just because a beautiful woman comes to me and wants to speak to me or wants to get my income, my information or anything, get my income. If she wants to get my information, and connect with me, I can choose not to connect with this woman. This is what comes with, we attract all kinds of things, but that doesn't mean we have to accept those into our lives. And so back to the weak women, why, as a disciplined man, why would you accept and allow a weak woman into your life? And so why would you allow and accept any weak individual into your personal space? Why would you, when you know that is only going to do one of two things? It's going to slow you down. It's either going to add to you or it's going to take from you. And if it's taken from you, then you can't get upset for it doing what its purpose to do. You can't get mad at a thief being a thief. You can't get mad at a thief stealing. You can't get mad if you allow the thief around you and the thief stole from you. You can't get upset about that. Why? Because you accepted and allowed that. Now, am I saying that you wanted somebody to steal from you? No, but you allowed it. The signs, not necessarily even the signs are always there. Energy never lies. Energy always speaks to you. Energy always is transferred. Before my words get to you, you're gonna feel my energy. So even if you don't hear me, you're going to feel me. So back to the barbershop banter. We were going on we were discussing a variety of different subjects, all tied into one. And a few of the gentlemen, one had, all of them were Christians and church-going individuals, and I was the only one that wasn't. I have no issue with that. I had a great conversation. But they're more so were leading as was saying one man in particular, he was married 40 something years, and another brother was married like 17. But the other brother that was married like 17 years, his experience with his wife altered when he became more disciplined. And most individuals will contribute that to him being, because he had just got baptized and you know, going to church and stuff, so that most people would contribute his discipline to his faith, which is great. Some people need faith to be disciplined. My counter argument, or just a different perception, I would say, a point of view, wasn't even an argument, is that an individual doesn't need to follow anyone outside of themselves to obtain and achieve the best for themselves, if that makes sense. So I personally don't follow any entity or individual outside of myself when it comes to the direction of my life. I go within instead of without. You know, that's just me personally. I personally don't. I don't think you don't have to adhere to a particular faith system to be a disciplined man. And being a disciplined man, certain things just would not be allowed in your atmosphere. What do I mean? Like, when a man is on the scene, things shift, the energy shift. Not when a boy is on the scene, not when a male is on the scene, but when a man is on the scene. The difference from a boy, male, and man is the one biggest thing, and that's discipline. That is the mastery of self, a self-controlled individual who controls their emotions, they govern themselves. That's what I want to say. Therefore, you need no laws to govern this individual. Laws are erected or created for the ungoverned, for the undisciplined. Disciplined individuals don't need laws because they have an internal guiding system, an internal governing system. They have values, they have standards. A disciplined individual, one who has mastered themselves. When I speak of disciplined individual, I'm speaking of someone who has self-mastery. And when I speak of self-mastery, to me, and from my understanding, self-mastery is mastering over 5 pillars of your life. That's the physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, and economical aspects of your life. Once an individual is, I would say, have a mastery, control over these 5 pillars of your life. Control over them is that you control them and they don't control you. Because that in which you don't control will be, and most oftentimes is used to control you. But for that individual, then that's what separates a man from a boy. That's what I mean when I say a disciplined man. When that kind of individual is on the scene, the energy shifts. Why? Because the energy see, when you go to the top of the mountain, the only peace that you find there is the peace that you brought with you yourself. And I say that to say is because when a man shows up, it's that peace, that mastery, that's discipline that's within that man. It permeates the atmosphere. It permeates the environment. This is why socially we don't have institutions that teach true discipline, true manhood, mastery of self. We don't have any institutions globally or publicly or socially that are socially accepted that promotes, educates, and instills self-mastery, self-discipline. We're not yet. We're working on it. It's in process. But as of now, in the physical realm, we don't have that. If we do, please point me to it, and we would do what we can to globalize that and make it more accessible to more individuals, more urban, inner city, and rural communities. Yes, that's what we shall do. As soon as we build it, or someone who's already has it established, point me to that direction. No, I'm not speaking of any faith-based organization that instills discipline. That is great. I'm all for. Kudos to that. But I don't teach the dependency of anyone, any organization, any faith, or any belief system outside of yourself to become your best self. That's me personally. Me and my household, we do not adhere to external doctrines. What do I mean when I say external? That means doctrines, dogmas, belief systems that exist with hopes and aspirations of guiding our lives. Like when it comes to governing myself, I have the last say so. When it comes to my decisions, no Jesus, no God, no Buddha, no Krishna, no Allah, no Muhammad. No one has the final say so over the decisions and the behaviors and the actions of my life, but myself. If I want to go and crash out and go commit murder, no religion is going to stop me from doing that. If I want to go and go to the gym and work on my body and and challenge myself to become my best self, no religion is going to stop me from doing that. There are some religions that aid in either or. Some religions that you can read the word and the word of their religion or their system, and it can inspire you to go want to work out. It can inspire you to want to eat better, and that's great. Or you can read the word and it can inspire you to go do other things, like curse somebody out, or that's all on you. I just created the clarity that that's not something that me and my household adheres to. But whatever works for you, works for you. As long as you're becoming your best self. This is my biggest thing. I'm not against any religion. I'm not against anyone. I have no opposition. My only opposition that I have is myself. Is my lower self, my bad decisions, my habits that don't aid to my progression. Anything that doesn't aid to my progression, this is my opposition. And that's within my control. That doesn't have nothing to do with anybody else, any religion, or what you believe, or how you believe. That's on you. My biggest thing is that I share whatever you do believe in, or whatever you do take action in on your daily decisions. Just make sure it's beneficial for you. Make sure it adds value to you in your situation. Working out every day may not add value to your situation. You may have a position where you need to be fat. Hey, overweight. You may be a rapper. I don't know. To each his own. But yeah, hope y'all love my playlist. But yeah, that's my understanding. So we were talking. I said all that to go back to the barbershop banter, and stay with me. But we were discussing, biblically speaking, what was the reasoning for failed marriages. And one individual who was married the longest said it was finances. And to an extent, I agree and disagree. What we got down to as the biggest reasoning for disruption in marriages is again, the discipline within the man. Did we put the blame on the woman? We did not. Did we even acknowledge anything about the woman in the marriage? And from this point of view, we didn't. We took complete blame and responsibility that it is on the reasoning for the majority of failed relationships and failed marriages is the lack of self-discipline on the man's part. And we iterated that lack of self-discipline leads to so many byproducts, such as financial issues, such as out of marital, cheating and stuff. All of these things are the byproduct of the lack of self-discipline upon the individual. Because if the man is disciplined, then the woman will follow. If the man is undisciplined, the woman will follow. See, from our perspective, well, I would say from my perspective, the woman is the incubator. That in which you give her, and I speak on black women. This is all I can speak on. I adhere to any other ethnicities. But speaking upon black women, beautiful as they are, they, from my understanding and from my experience, not from what I read in the book, simply from my experience, that black women are incubators. What do I mean is an incubator? An incubator is what earth is. Earth in itself, the soil, as which I speak of, that aspect of earth. It's an incubator. That in which you put inside of it, it multiplies it and then produces more. That's an incubator. That in which you gives it, it holds it, cultivates it, nurtures it, feeds it, and produces 10 times, 20 times that in which you gave it. And that is what our women do when it comes to black women. Not black girls, not black teens and all this young stuff, no, black women. You give a black woman a house, she will give you a home. You give her chaos, she gonna give you hell. You give her peace, man, she'll give you productivity. I promise you that. You provide the environment. Black women produce unlike any other damn race out there, Mexicans included. But this is just from my experience. And so when the man is disciplined and has mastered himself, and he exposes that and pours that into, not even necessarily pour it into, because when I say pour into, it gives the notion of that the man has to do for the woman something that she can't do for herself, and that's not the case. When I speak of it, it's not necessarily of a pouring into, but a transferring. Because that in which you surround yourself with, the energy it transfers, it's gonna match. We are resonant beings. We match each other's frequency, period. Think about this for a second. If two individuals are walking together and they're in a deep conversation, they're walking and talking, right? And one slows down. One out of two things are gonna happen. The one that is walking faster is either gonna slow down to keep up with the one walking slower, or the one that slowed down is gonna have to pick his pace back, his or her pace up to keep up with the one that's walking fast. Either way, the gap will be greater, right? Because this is what they mean when they say, how can two or more walk together if we're not aligned? That is the alignment that we speak of, the frequency, the level of understanding. So I say this to say that when the black man, whom is deemed as the protector, provider, I wouldn't necessarily say exclusively the only provider, because women provide as well, but in her own way. But from societal's perspective, we're speaking on with this aspect, that the black man is a protector, a provider, leader, the head of the household. And as such, he establishes the environment of the house. So if he's a slacker, don't expect that. Don't expect a disciplined family to come from him. If he's undisciplined, period, what do you expect is going to be the fruit of that? However, if he is disciplined and he working out, he's on his stuff, he's reading, he's studying, he's learning every day, what do you think kind of woman is going to be attracted to that? And all women really, but what kind of woman will you think he accepts in his life? What kind of children, what kind of friends would you think that individual would have? Disciplined, motivated, inspired, holistically healed individuals. Because why? You attract that in which you are, not what you want. You accept that in which you are, you know. I say that, you know, because you attract a lot of stuff, as we said. No, you attract a lot, but you accept into your life that in which you are, that which resonates with you, that which vibrates. What do they say? We good vibes only, you know. We vibe together. We just click. Why do you think that is? It's resonant energy. It's resonant frequency. We are energetic beings, vibratory frequencies in existence. So yeah, and that was the conclusion of the barbershop talk. We left on that note. We had a few agreements to disagree, but holistically we concluded on that the reasoning for not just the failed marriages, but a lot of other things, you know, lack of our children being out of control, our women being out of control, our community having no culture really, you know, that we control, because that in which you don't control can and will be used to control you. So we don't have a culture that is of our own interest, that benefits us as a people. We've been given a culture that benefits the pockets and the families of others, but we have yet to establish our own creed, our own code of ethics, our own culture of understanding for our women, our children. And that is because the lack of discipline within our black men. This is why our women are unaccountable and refuse to be held accountable, because we in ourselves don't want to be held accountable. You know, we don't produce that. You know, we have to emulate. We have to be the change in which you want to see in the world. And that brings me to another thing that one brother was struggling with for a second. He was saying that now these brothers are all, you know, Morehouse grads and stuff, you know, alumni and all that. Shout out to Morehouse, you know, shout out to Clark, you know, shout out to all HBCUs, shout out to all institutions that are engaged in the higher learning and expanding of the mind of the black man. Shout out in black women. Shout out, you know. But these individuals, but this one particular individual was saying that things have gotten better. Things have changed. And I say things have definitely changed, my brother, because change itself is inevitable. However, betterment is an option that we collectively have not chosen. And that couldn't sit with him well for it. That couldn't sit with him for it. It did not sit with him well until the conclusion of our conversation. And so I had to break down the understanding of change is inevitable. The seasons change. We change. You sit in one spot for too long, you will see and witness the change just by sitting here speaking to you guys. The weight, the gravitational pull has changed. On my body has changed. I feel the weight of my leg on my knee has changed. All of this is changing, constantly changing. But betterment, however, is a choice. You have to consistently choose to be better, to become better. No one guarantees betterment. They say things are gonna get better with time, and I beg to differ, because things don't get better with time. Things change with time, but things don't get better with time. You know, so he was having a hard time understanding that. Now my issue is we having a liberative conversation. You know, disciplined conversation. And it's the individual who refused to understand that change is inevitable, betterment is optional. This individual weighs at least over 300 plus pounds. He's out of shape. He's overweight. He's obese. Simply put. So if anybody should understand change and not betterment, it should be you, my brother. So, I digress. It just, nothing against fat folks, but yeah, I do got a little something against people, anyone that disrespects their body and themselves to be overweight and out of shape. I know it's depression and being sad, but you are way more amazing to just allow yourself to become overweight and out of shape and uninspired. No, you're way greater than that. You're way greater than that. The human being itself is way greater than that. Black individual, black specimen. Oh my God, what a specimen of black individual is. You're way more. Oh my. If you really just study yourself, I guarantee you wouldn't be out of shape. Just study you. Learn you. Learn where you come from. Learn yourself. But that only gonna happen when you get out here and start moving. And once you start moving, I promise you're not gonna be out of shape. Because we are one with this whole. Oh man, we are some amazing beings. I love us. I love us so much. I love us so much. Oh, I love us so much. And in my land, it's crazy, but we live in an era where I have to give this disclaimer. In my loving of my people, that doesn't discredit or disown or renounce my relationships with any other ethnicity. You know, is my love for all other ethnicities the same as my love? No, it's not. There's no comparison. That's like saying, do I love all food like I love my mama food? No, I do not. And I'm quite sure y'all, if y'all can't agree or understand it, hey, we agree to disagree. But the love I have for black people, well, man, because it's just watching us become, like, we're so resilient, we're so amazing, like, we're so spectacular, we're so astonishing, we're so resilient, like, oh my gosh, just look in the mirror, black people, like, oh my gosh, like, oh, you are an amazing being. Why do I say this? Because in the midst of not even knowing who you are still amazing. In the midst of not knowing your purpose, you are still spectacular. In the midst of chaos and thinking, we you know what I'm saying, we even being conditioned to destroy yourself. Even in the midst of being conditioned and educated to destroy yourself, and even in the process of destroying yourself, in the process of smoking cigarettes, in the process of eating processed food, in the process of being so indoctrinated that you destroy your own self through your own actions, you are still beautiful. That's why that's why y'all, like, man, black folks are so amazing. Black folks are so you gotta understand. 400, no other ethnicity has been through what you've been through. You've been through over 400 years of slavery, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Your culture ripped from you, your women taken from you, your man castrated, your children controlled, like your culture eradicated, chewed up and spitting back to you. You're getting exploited daily, left and right. Can't buy a home, can't get equal opportunity. Had to fight just to sit at the table, just to fight to be included. After all of that, and still, even in your chaos, and even in your confusion, and even in your indoctrination, you are still phenomenal, still spectacular, still here, still thriving. They're still looking beautiful, still producing just the most. Look at the culture that exists. Just look at you guys. Like, look at us. Just beautiful. When you actually love on yourself, oh man, you glow. You glow unlike any other being. When you just start, when you start figuring you out, learning yourself, you know, and just loving on yourself, you begin to emanate taking decisions and behaviors that aid in your progression and your benefit and your holistic understanding of oneself. Oh my God. Oh, y'all be 50 years old looking like you 25. Well, show me another show. Come on now, come on. This is like, come on. Like what? What? Looking like somebody doggone just got out of high school and you talking about you 57. 50 what? Men included. We are beautiful. Like I just love. I ain't gonna even go on a rant, but I just love us. Oh God, I love us so much. I love us so much. I just love us. I love us so much. I have so much. I don't want to say hope, because it's beyond hope. It exists. No other culture or of people love how we love. Like, man, we love so hard and so deep, so they fooled us to love our own enemies. Like, no. Historically speaking, there has been no ethnicity and no race ever to love their enemies. No. If you foolish enough to make yourself an enemy, then you just signed your own death. Like, what do you mean? You don't oppose us. Then it's survival. When you make yourself an enemy, then love no longer exists within the relationship. You are an enemy. That means you exist for my destruction. You exist for my unalivement. That's what you exist for. You want to take me out. So what the hell am I talking about loving on you for? No. But us. But black folks. But us. What's us? Like I say, even in our chaos, even in our confusion, even in our not knowing, we're still beautiful. We're still magnificent. We're still phenomenal. We're still amazing, and we still shine, and we're still surviving. That's scientifically unexplainable. We've been poisoned. We've been castrated, kidnapped, killed, cut open. In some cases of those stories still remain today. That's why I told the brother, some things, in order for some things to change, some things still must remain the same. But in that whole changing of seasons, technology, relationships, culture, and all of that changing, betterment did not take place on our behalf. What remained the same is the relationship between the oppressor remained the same, despite all of the external things changing. So with that being said, I ain't mean to talk you guys here though. I just got carried away thinking about the love I have for, just thinking about the love I have for our people. Beautiful, intelligent, smart, creative, outstanding black people that we are. And I still love our ethnicities, And yes, even though in the past, the European was our sworn enemy. And even maybe to this day, that may be true. Foolish of me, as it may be, I still have love for everyone that breathes this air. It's a good product. Every human being that breathes this good air, I still have nothing but love for you. Nothing but love for you. I don't wish unalivement on you. I don't wish nothing horrendous or terrible on you. All the things that I can wish is that you reap that in which you sow. You create the best life you take the actions that's not necessary for you and your life. And I wish you the best upon that. You sow good seeds. I wish upon you good harvest. You sow chaos, destruction, and calamity, then I wish upon you that and the same. I wish you a good harvest. That depends on that and what you plant. So with that being said, peace, love, light. And as you see, it's a whole lot of abundance in sight, baby. Y'all have a great one. And comment, let me know what y'all think. I'm gonna start posting some more. I'm working on it, okay? Okay, I'm working on getting back into society, all right? Don't blame me much. Let me know what y'all think.